because Dr. Das had told Srimati Gayatri Das not to cry and celebrate. In fact, we assembled to celebrate a life of a man. Hrudayaro Manisha. If you literally translate that, actually a person who was treating the heart. But then Manisha Hrudaya could treat Kole, but he is the Hrudayaro Manisha. A phenomenal combination. I think that I always wonder that what a personality, because just a few months back we assembled to celebrate his 90th birthday when this book was released. We were just listening to Dr. Lalit Mohan Singh's speech, which I never heard. For the first time I heard you, sir, such excellent chosen words and a phenomenal tribute to a phenomenal man. Having said that, when this book was released, I was mentioning in that meeting also that how a person's life is measured. It's not by the length of the life, how many years he lived, that is not the measurement. How he lived. That means Dr. Das is one person who lived his life every day to the fullest. Every day. That means he lived his life the way he wanted. The richest man in the world is the person who lived his life the way he wanted. And then he was actually following his heart. For me, it's so personal. Even when I was working in Delhi in Election Commission, when I come to Odisha, I make it a point to go to Cuttack. I just meet him, he will say all fine. Because then I will not consult anybody else. Having a word from everything is fine with your heart, that's fine for me. So that is the way he was giving a kind of confidence to everybody. In that particular book, released during his birthday, I was telling my wife after going home, we received an invitation for that program, that function, handwritten by Dr. J.P. Das and with a small sketch. Can you imagine somebody sending a 90th birthday invitation, handwritten by himself and with a small sketch? I wish that how many people can afford actually. I think that, and then in that book, many people have written poetry, prose, everything. But I really wondered the handwritten prescription signed by Dr. Das, dated 27/7/23, to one of his patients. And I was looking at that particular handwriting, the strong, very clear handwriting, just a few months before his demise. And this is the kind of character, his signature, his character, his painting, and the way he carried. Actually, look at the people, number of people assembled. Everyone here, they have actually not come for just for the sake of coming. Everyone deeply involved. I wish that such a family, I tell you, it's very, very difficult in today's time. A family so devoted and also respect what a man did. That is very, very important. Sometimes you may do something, society at large will appreciate. But then he would be so bad with his family in the sense that, and at the cost of family, the family will not be able to appreciate what he has done. And in Dr. J.P. Das' life, I have seen the society adores him, his colleagues are adoring him, his students are adoring him, his patients are adoring him, and his family is adoring him. And then the kind of satisfaction when his son spoke and his granddaughter, the way they took care, I think he lived his life to the fullest. In fact, actually, nothing more can be asked from the life. And from, I think I only have I don't know whether it's appropriate to make a suggestion, it could have been done very privately. But either way, I think with the Manoj and his family around, I have a strong feeling that somewhere the memory of the Dr. J.P. Das, probably you must be already thinking, otherwise also we can put our head together. And in two areas which he excelled, one is in medical science, in the cardiology, and another is art. In both ways, in the form of either annual lecture or memorial or an award in his name, I think that we should put our mind together and so that a man's life is actually remembered every year. I think it can be in any form, because probably we will put our mind together and make it happen. And thank you very much, sir, for your gracious presence, and I had an opportunity to listen to you. And thank you very much, my respect, Mr. Gayatri Das, madam. And you have the way you conduct this program. I mentioned during his birthday also. I didn't expect. We know that it's a 90s thing and all. He was not well. But then this is one program which we all assembled to celebrate. Thank you once again. Namaskar.
Mrs. Gayatri Das, members of the bereaved family, Mr. Balakrishnan, my good friend, and Professor Bharat. There is somebody who is missing here. The man who had planned this function had discussed the details. Should have been here, but is not here. But I am certain that he is here with us in spirit. Aji achanti am sangre se. And it is so touching that so many of his friends and admirers are here today to celebrate his life. After Gayatri and Pupu have spoken from the heart, and you also heard the inspiring speech of the Honorable Minister, I don't think there is very much to add to what they have said about Dr. Das. Of course, I have to thank Professor Bharat for that excellent biography, because it is almost written as if Dr. Das himself is speaking from the pages. And those of us who knew him, for us, for me particularly, every page sort of brought up images of Jadbabu in my mind. So it is right that we are here to launch the book and to celebrate his life. This is my tribute to an extraordinary man whom I have known and admired for over 50 years, but whose greatness I came to appreciate in full measure only in the last few years. But first, a word about the lady who played a decisive role in making Jadbabu the man he became. I am referring to Gayatri. For me, she fits perfectly into a definition given to us more than 2,500 years ago by the great Kautilya. And I am going to recite what Kautilya had said. It is Niti Shastra. Rajadware smashane cha jas tishtati sa bandhava. Rajadware smashane cha jas tishtati sa bandhava. Roughly translated, it means that your real companion is one who stands with you not only in the celebrations at the royal palace, but also there for you at the cremation ground. Gayatri was Jadbabu's life companion in good times and in sickness and health.
ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଚିକିତ୍ସା କ୍ଷେତ୍ର ଥିଲା ସୃଜନଶୀଳତା, ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଏ କ୍ଷେତ୍ର ମଧ୍ୟ ଥିଲା ସୃଜନଶୀଳତା। ଇଏ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା ଏକାଡେମୀ ପୁରସ୍କାରରେ ଅନେକ ପୁରସ୍କୃତ ହୋଇଛନ୍ତି, ଚିକିତ୍ସା କ୍ଷେତ୍ର ଛାଡ଼ି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଅନେକ ତାଙ୍କର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଯୋଉ ଏକାଡେମୀରୁ ସେ ପାଇଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏ ଦିଗରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଯଦି ମୁଁ ବିଚାରକୁ ନେବି ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଭାବିବି ଚିକିତ୍ସା କ୍ଷେତ୍ର ତ ରହିଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସୃଜନଶୀଳତା, ଚିତ୍ରଶିଳ୍ପୀ ଏବଂ କାବ୍ୟଶିଳ୍ପୀ ଇଏ ହେଲା କାଳଜୟୀ। ମୁଁ କାହିଁ କହୁଛି କାଳଜୟୀ, ଇଏ ଯୁଗ ଯୁଗ ଧରିକିରି ସଦାବେଳେ ପିଢ଼ି ପରେ ପିଢ଼ି ତାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରେରଣା ଦେଇ ଆସିବ। ଜଣେ ଚିକିତ୍ସକ, ସିଏ ଏ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ପାରଦର୍ଶିତା ପାଇଥିଲେ। ଆଉ ଜଣେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ଅଛନ୍ତି ବ୍ୟକ୍ତି ଯିଏ ଆମେରିକାରେ ଏବେ ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ନାଁ ରହୁନାହିଁ, ସିଏ ବି ବହୁତ ନାଁ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ। ଦିନେ ଆମେରିକା ଗଲାବେଳକୁ ଚିକାଗୋ ସହରରେ ତାଙ୍କର ବହୁତ ନାଁ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ମତେ ଦିନେ ତାଙ୍କ ବେସମେଣ୍ଟକୁ ନେଇଥିଲେ। ମୁଁ କହିଲି କାହିଁ ମତେ ବେସମେଣ୍ଟକୁ ନେଉଛନ୍ତି, ଆସନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖେ, ମୋର ସମସ୍ତେ ମତେ ଜାଣନ୍ତି ଅଲଗା ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ହିସାବରେ, ମୁଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ମୋର ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରତିଭା ଏଠି ଅଛି ଦେଖେଇବି। ଚମତ୍କାର ଭାବରେ ତାଙ୍କ ବେସମେଣ୍ଟରେ ଚିକାଗୋରେ ମାନେ ଏଭଳି ଭାବରେ ଯୋଉ ଚିତ୍ର ମାନେ ରହିଛି, ତାଙ୍କର ଚିତ୍ର ଅଙ୍କନ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ପେଣ୍ଟିଂ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ମୁଁ ବି ବେଳେବେଳେ ଭାବେ ଆଜି ତାଙ୍କ କଥା ମନେ ପଡୁଛି, ଆଜି ଡକ୍ଟର ଦାସଙ୍କ କଥା ମନେ ପଡୁଛି। ଇଏ ସବୁ ହଉଛନ୍ତି ବିରଳ ବ୍ୟକ୍ତିତ୍ୱ। ବାକେଶନ ବାବୁ, this is a rare combination, a medico and blended with the both art and painting. This is rare combinations, and that shows the final elements in the somebody's the personality. तेणु मोर कह कथा है निश्चित भाव में पीढ़ी पर पीढ़ी जहाँ को कहती जेनेरेशन बोली इंग्राजी में निश्चित भाव से उद्भूत हे एवं जो चिकित्सक मैंने आगामी दिन में आसुँच कार्डियोलोजी क्षेत्र में आजिकल तो बहुत कॉर्पोरेट हॉस्पिटल है अनेक चिकित्सक आसिले किंतु डॉक्टर मूर्ति तो ये बसुँच से भावुँ बस हाँ से आगे अच्छा सी भी कैपिटल हॉस्पिटल थे मन परिचय भी सहित अच्छे तेणु मुझे आशा रखी निश्चित भाव में ये समस्त सबुदिन आगामी दिन में स्वर्ग जोड़ी भी था सी समस्त प्रेरणा उत्स ही रे चिकित्सक मान हे कवि मान हे भावुक मान हे चित्रशिल्पी मान
Mansingh sir and Balkrishnan sir. जेपी दास के विषय में अनेक कथा या पूर्व कहुई सारी मु जहाँ कहबी से कथा ना कहीं आगु कही ना कहीं पर आपण मानक कहे जेपी किपरि व्यक्तित्व थिले आपण मते देखिक जानतु I am one of his 1000 patients on attendant. मु जितेबाला प्रथम मेडिकल कॉलेज को आसिली से डॉक्टर मूर्ति वाज डूइंग डीएम अंडर जेपी दास जेपी को क्लिनिक रे मु प्रोफेसर हृदयानंद को मु प्रथम थर पैका देखिथिली लंबा समय धरिक मु ताक सहित हॉस्पिटल रो घर कल्चर को जीवा आसवा कले जेपी को मु जानी 42 वर्ष तळ मोर वाइफ जेतेबेले नवम श्रेणी रे पढुथिला सेतेबेले ताको रिमाटिक हार्ट डिजीज हेइथिला से जेपी दास का पेशेंट थिला जेपी भेलोर रे डीएम करथिबारो तार माइट्रल वाल्व रिप्लेसमेंट पई जेपी ताको भेलोर पठाइथिले भेलोर रो फेरिला परे से कॉलेज रे पढिला बाणी बिहार रे एमए फाइनल ईयर पढुतला बेले से मते बाहा आइला मु जानि नथिली माइट्रल स्टेनोसिस माइट्रल रिगर्गिटेशन प्रोथ्रोम्बिन टाइम एंटीकोएगुलेंट एजेंट प्लेसमेकर इम्प्लांटेशन ये सब गुड़ा विषय मोर किसी धारणा नथिला मु जेतेबेले पोस्ट मैरिज रो प्रथम प्रोथ्रोम्बिन टाइम टेस्ट करिया पे आसे ता भाई को संगे रे जेपी को पाखु आस्थिले जेपी सुप्रभा को देखिले से बाहासा हो जाइए सिंदूर पिंधि हाथ में सब गहना पिंधि ताको पचारे से सुप्रभा कौन बाहा हो गला सी कहला जे हाँ से कहले ताको किए बाहा से सी कहला मो ना जे सेमती अछि तालचर रे फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट रे काम करती से कहले नेक्स्ट टाइम जेतेबेले तुमे मंथली चेकअप पे आसीबो सेतेबेले तुम भाई आसिले तो आसीबे बट यू टेल योर हस्बैंड टू कम तो 1981 मसीहा जुलाई मासर 19 तारिख रे मु देखिछि मो पाखे सब सारंगर हाथ लेखा प्रेस्क्रिप्शन अछि मु से दिन प्रथम थर पे तांको भेटिली एवं से मते इको होतिबा रूम रो पछपटे जोटी प्रोफेसर बसंती से मते ता भीतर को डाके नैथिले मो संगे विशेष किछ कथा हेलेनी मते कहले तमे जानिथिलो तार वाल्व रिप्लेसमेंट हेछि आ से जियो लाइफ सेविंग ड्रग्स रे अछि प्रोथ्रोम्बिन टाइम टेस्ट अनुसार तार जहां एंटीकोएगुलेंट खाउछि सेटा जदी बंद हे जिवो 72 घंटा तो बहुत असुविधा हम तमें मत कि छोटिया मोटिया कथा एमती उपदेश देले बुझेले छाड़ देले।